I am going to start my today's lecture about network security and cryptography fundamentals. Today is my lecture about DES encryption that we have discussed yesterday. So moving forward, I am going to discuss about the DES algorithm in detail. So what will be the objective behind the same and what is the outcome of learning the same, that is the objective of learning DES and what will be the outcome. So the objective of learning DES is that it makes easy to understand that the testing and implementation of the much faster present day algorithms, mean to say it is easy to test the algorithm, it is easy to implement the algorithm in order to protect the data in an efficient manner. And what will be the outcome? DES is basically used in financial transactions, and it is recommended by the US government in US that they should follow the principle of DES in order to protect the same. Now what is Federal Reserve System? It is the banking authority that is using DES technique, DES encryption technique in order to protect the financial transactions that are happening online. So DES is having a complex functionality that is not very easy to hack at one time. But with the advent of technology, now more and more techniques are now getting added, and more techniques are now getting developed, because everything has a limited scope and it becomes obsolete one day with the advent of the new technology. So basically it is used in banking transactions nowadays as well, because there is one more feature that is being added to it, and its advanced version is AES. AES. I will discuss AES in the next lecture. But to overcome the shortcomings of DES, there is also a technique that is called AES, and it is limited to DES is mainly used in financial transactions that require high privacy. So this will be the main objective of the DES. Now coming to the next slide, what is DES key schedule? DES key schedule. What is the schedule of the key that is being used in the DES algorithm? As I told you in the last lecture, that DES uses 64-bit data and 64-bit key. So 64-bit key is used, but there will be permutation that will be performed, and in performing that permutation, it will lose its 8 bits during that process. And after left circular shift, again after losing 8 bits, it will be becoming 56-bit key. After becoming 56-bit key, again it will lose 8 bits after we perform left circular shift to the same 56 bits. So in the end, 48-bit key will be fed to the XOR gate. So in the same manner, I am going to give you the introduction about key schedule of the DES. What is DES key schedule? It forms sub keys used in each round. What is sub key? First, initially it was 64-bit, then 56, then converting to 48. Then again, it might be the case that 48 is converted into 34 and 24 and 24 in further processing. So in this way, subkeys are used in each round. But in DES, we have seen practically 48-bit key is fed to the XOR gate in the first round. So initial permutation, that is PC1, is performed at the 64-bit key. Basically, first step. This was the first step, which selects 56-bit key into the 228 bits half. 64-bit was initial, then it converted after PC1, it is converted into 56 bits, and 56 bits are converted into the 28-bit and 28-bit 2 halves, because DES algorithm is based on uh, it is a block cipher, and in this the block cipher, a block is divided into two parts. And let's say if there are 16 bits, there will be two divisions there: 8-bit, 8-bit. If there are 64-bit, obviously 32-bit and 32-bit. This kind of division will be there, that is going to happen in DES. So 28-bit, and similarly, if I am going to perform division on data that is being transmitted or that is to be encrypted, in parallel to the data there is key that is being used, and we are supposed to convert that key into also various two halves, so that it would be easy for us to combine the data in the end by performing swapping operations. So in DES there are 16 rounds. So 16 stages are consist of: first one is rotating each half separately, either one or two places, depending on the key rotation schedule K. Key is used K. So 16 rounds will be there. If 16 rounds are there, see, each round is having its own set of operations that are supposed to be performed. So each round is having its own operations, rotating each half separately, either one or two places, depending on the key rotation of the schedule, that is key K. Next is selecting 24 bits from each half. Why 24 bits? Because in the end 48 bit was fed to the XOR gate in the first round. So it will be converted into the two halves, that is 24 bit and 24 bit, that is 48 bit. Now selecting 24 bits from each half and permuting them. Again we are supposed to permute them, that is to arrange them by PC2. Again PC2 is fed now for use in the round function F. Note moving forward, now coming to this point, what is DES decryption? Decryption mean to say your text is already converted into the ciphertext. What is ciphertext? It is the text that is encrypted. It is not the it is the encrypted version of the plain text. Plain text is converted into the ciphertext by using keys. Key is the tool that is being used in order to convert it into the encrypted text. Now I have converted the plain text into the encrypted text. In order to encrypt the text, there will be a technique that is used called decryption, so that in the end plain text will be received, so that it could be easy for the end user to understand the plain text. How he could understand the plain text? By using the techniques of decryption. In order to use the decryption, he is supposed to use ciphertext and key, because there are 2 points that are required for encryption, that is plain text and key. In order to convert it into the ciphertext, now in order to convert ciphertext into the plain text, we need ciphertext and key, and it could be converted into the plain text. So decrypt must unwind steps of the data computation. Unwind the steps of data computation, how the data is actually computed. So with Feastel design, as we studied earlier, Feastel structure design, do encryption steps again using subkeys in reverse order, that is SK16 to in the descending order, from SK16 to substitution key 16 to substitution key 1, 16, 15, 14, 13, and up to so on till 1. So IP, that is initial permutation, undergoes final permutation step of initial permutation is to convert 64 bit into the package. It could also be used to arrange the bits. It could be also the case that it is used to arrange the bits. So it could undergoes final FP steps of the encryption. First round with SK16 undergoes the first round with SK16 undergoes 16th encrypt round. Similarly, second round with SK15 undergoes the 15th encrypt round. Similarly, the 16th round with SK1 undergoes the first encrypt round. So in this way, the whole process will be repeated in the form of the rounds, and in rounds there will be several operations that will be performed. Then the final permutation undergoes the initial encryption of the IP. So in the end we will receive 64-bit cipher text, so thus recovering the original data value. Next is avalanche effect. What is avalanche effect in cryptography? Actually, what is avalanche means? If I am changing any one input, if I am changing any one input in the system, it could have a greater impact on the output of the system that it is going to generate. Other changes in the input, there will be the substantial changes in the result. So I can say that avalanche effect is concerned with the sudden changes in, if there are minor that are being performed at the input side. There will be a abrupt change output at the end. So what is effect actually? It is the key desirable property encryption algorithm. It is the key desirable property of the encryption algorithm, that is a change of one input or key bit results in half. Mean to say, you can see the difference with the change of one key or one input or one bit, there is the drastic change in the output. So it and DES is exhibiting the strong avalanche effect, because in DES if you change one bit or if you are changing some input, there will be the disaster changing that will be happening in the end result of the process. So if you are having any doubt till avalanche effect, you can ask me. I am giving you the time of 2 to 3 minutes. Have a look and ask me if you are having any queries. Okay, I am going ahead with the next topic, that is what is the strength of the DES. Now, in cryptography or in network security, the major concern is how to data, how to secure the data, what will be the security requirements, what will be the security techniques that will be applied while a data is transmitted between two communicating parties, or if the data is transmitted over the network, the security could be of the main concern, or it could be the major point of the interest. So what does it mean if I am saying strength of DES? Now, in every algorithm that we are going to use in cryptography, the strength of any algorithm is its key size. Now, why key size? Because it is going to hide my data. It is going to convert my data intermediate form so that it could not be interpreted by the violators in between. So that is why more is key size, more will be the strength of any algorithm that will be present in the network security, or that we are going to operate in the network security. So main concern of the strength of any or better like uh, much obvious and much that it could protect our unauthorized. So similarly, what is the strength of the DES? It is having 56-bit key, obviously 64-bit into 56-bit, and it is having 2 raised to power 56 combination. Now you can to 2 into 2 up to 56 time, and you can see what is the power of the bit size of the. Next is brute force. Mean to say, if here is the search that is done method, it will be hard for that technique to hack this detail or to hack on the DES algorithm, and it must still be able to recognize the plain text. So we must now consider alternatives to DES. Why? Because as I told earlier, everything is having the limited scope, because um, if there is the limited functionality, it will give rise to the new features that will be there with that will be present in the that will be present with the new techniques and new operations, so that the shortcomings of the existing techniques could be seen, so that in order to protect the same, there will be new algorithm that will be there, because each and everything has limited functionality up to some extent. And if I am talking about DES, I cannot say that this is the perfect technique, because in today's technology era, everything is getting evolved day by day, and there are so many features or so many new versions of particular technique are already available in the market after it is being released. Because you can see every software, because we are the students of computer science engineering, and in computer science we see, if I am having iPhone, if I am using iPhone is giving me updates about the operating system, updates about the application that I am using on my phone within the period of 1 week to 2 weeks. So you can say how fast the technology is getting changed. So similarly, there is some limitation with DES, and in order to overcome the weakness of the DES, there must exist some another technique that we must adapt to. So similarly, there is an alternative that is also available to overcome the difficulties of the DES. Now, strength of DES in terms of the analytic attacks. What is the uh, how DES shows its strength when any attack is when any analytic attack is performed at the DES. Now, we have several analytic attacks on DES. Analytic mean to say it could be crypto analysis. Crypto analysis mean to say crypto mean to say secret, like the code that is being encrypted. Encrypted mean to say the secured text. Now on that secured text there will be attacks in order to retrieve the plain text, in order to know the policy, in order to gain the access over the information that is being transferred. So these utilize some deep structure of the cipher. That is, there will be some concerns about the same, that is by gathering information about encryptions, or it can eventually recover some or all of the subkey bits, obviously, because that is the purpose of the attack, and if necessary then exhaustively search for the rest, obviously. If someone finds a clue about the information that is being sent, then it is very easy with the help of the technology to hack the rest of the details by applying some tricks and tips according to his brain activity. So next point is statistical attacks. Now, statistical term means, statistical means it could be performed with the help of some mathematical calculations. And in cryptography, most of the algorithms perform calculations, complex calculations and mathematical calculations are involved in order to protect the data, in order to maintain the data integrity. So it will include differential cryptanalysis, uh, analysis in different types: differential cryptanalysis, linear cryptanalysis. Then there are various key attacks, related attacks, how to attack at the particular key, because the key is the main, I can say it is a gun point where everybody wants to have access to, or where everybody is focused about, especially the hackers. Next is the strength of the DES, that is timing attack. You can have a look. Just I am giving you the till I am giving you the overview about the timing attacks. Okay. Now, strength of DES in terms of the timing attack. Um, Timing attack mean to say uh, what time hacker should attack at the particular particular information being sent over the network. So what will be the timing constraints that will be attached to the information that is being transferred? Now have a look. Timing attack in the layman language mean to say that uh, in India, people generally start working from 10 a.m. till 10 a.m. through 6 p.m. So, if any foreigner or any person who is outside our country and who is foreigner to this country, he could be the timings of my country, that the working timing in India is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So he will make procedures about attacking at the time the system is getting opened by the authorities in India. Because I am just taking it as an example. Let's say if someone outside the country India, let's say if a person some systems in, now he knows the basic working timing or basic working schedules of the Indians, that is 10 to 6 or 5. Okay, so he will be able to study about the same in detail before getting prepared about getting before getting uh, on attack at the Indian websites. Because uh, without knowledge he does not know that there is the time limit of 9 to 4, 10 to 6. So he has analyzed each and everything in detail, so he will be concerned about timings when the person will sit at the system and he will be attacking from his place of destination at the focused point. So his main concern will be the timing attack. Timing mean to say what are the timings that what will be the timing of the originating country at which he wants to attack or he wants to gain access at. So attack actually implementation of the cipher. It used knowledge of consequences of implementation to derive information about some or all subkey bits. Next is, as I told you earlier, specifically use fact that calculations can take varying time depending on the value of the inputs to it. Similarly, next is particularly problematic on the smart cards. So next is differential cryptanalysis. So what is differential cryptanalysis? What is differential cryptanalysis? Differential cryptanalysis is concerned with block ciphers and stream ciphers. It is having it is all concerned with the cryptographic hash functions. So what actually the differential cryptanalysis is? How differences in information, differential cryptanalysis mean to analysis in secret text का analyze करना, that is being transferred from text to encrypted text. Now in that is the ciphertext. That ciphertext analysis. But what is the meaning of differential cryptanalysis? How differences in information input can affect the resultant difference at the output. Differences in the information input affect the resultant difference at the output. So in case of it refers to the set of the techniques for tracing differences through the network of transmission, discovering where the cipher exhibit non-random behavior and exploiting such properties to recover the secret key, that is cryptography key. So this is what the differential analysis is. So one of the most significant recent public advances in cryptanalysis, it was known by NSA in 70s of the design, powerful method to analyze the block ciphers used to analyze most current block ciphers with varying degree of success, and it is reasonably, DES is reasonably resistant to it. So next is differential cryptanalysis compares pairs of encryption. Differential cryptanalysis compare, it performs comparison on pairs of encryption, pairs of the ciphertext. It could, why we perform comparisons? Comparison is performed if there are slight changes in the input that is being fed to the system. So similarly, with the known difference in the input, searching for known difference in the output, mean to say to understand why, to understand the actual principle of the technique, underlying technique, or of the underlying technique, that is compare every technique with every advanced technique in order to gain the basic foundation that what is the main difference, what is the main difference between the two, and what is more which is more significant, which is more easy to use, which is having which is having spread use of the application. In this way, we are supposed to perform the comparison in order to derive that which is better, or how could the results could be obtained in the efficient manner. So with a known difference in the input, searching for the known difference in the output, obviously if there is the changes in the input, there could be the changes that could be reflected in the output as well. So when same subkeys are used, then we will use the delta function here, because delta is used to use for the comparison. So this will be the mathematical operation that will be used. This is the mathematical operation that will be used. Similarly, let's say XOR gate is used, keys are used, text is used, then final permutation, initial permutation, these all combinations will be used. And there will be rounds that will, you can write down this formula or take a snapshot of this formula, so that it could be, you could be able to perform the calculations while you are operating the DES. So next is differential cryptanalysis. So it would have some input giving some output differences with probability or scope P. Find instances of some higher probability input output differences pairs occurring. It can infer subkey that was used in the round. Then must iterate the process over many rounds. Obviously, checking rounds are already there. So you can have a look at the slide that I have discussed so far. If you are having any query, you can ask me. I am giving you time of 2 to 3 minutes. So next is linear cryptanalysis. What is linear cryptanalysis? In linear cryptanalysis, it is the general form of the cryptanalysis. It is used to perform the analysis on the text that is encrypted. So it is based on the approximations, that is affine approximations. If you have studied this term maths, there is a math that you could have studied in the first semester or second semester. It is the part of the geometry. Uh, geometry, there comes the affine approximations or affine transformations. Affinity, it is concerned with the affinity, because affinity, as the name implies, it will preserve the uh, pattern of the text that is being transformed. So we are supposed to find the affine approximations to the action of the cipher in order to understand the text, in order to understand the pattern of the text that is being transferred from origin to the destination sites. Because attacks have been there for the block ciphers and stream ciphers as well. So linear crypto analysis is basically uh, used to find the pattern of the information that is being sent. So moving forward, it is the recent development It is the statistical method. Statistical method is concerned with the mathematical calculations that are being. Now, what are mathematical calculations? It is based on a fine approximation. Now, what are a fine approximations? Approximation. We are supposed to make the approximations about fine about its patterns must be iterated over round with decreasing probabilities. It is based on finding linear approximations as I here. It can track DES with 2 raised to power 43 text, easier but still in. Okay. So this was linear crypt analysis. So moving forward, you can have a look at its mathematical calculation formula, find linear approximations with probability p factorial equal to the expression that is given here. You can permutation combinations, you can find is key value. So will be there three rounds on the um, up to so many that will be there, and there are 16 rounds that we already know in TES. So will be absorbed with the ciphertext that is J up to JB. So it will be equal to the that is K1, K2, K3 up to KC. So JB, KC, they are all bit locations in PCK. In order to find the location of the bits, similar in the permutations, combinations, and keys, there will be the locations of the bit that will be easy to find. So it gives linear equation for the key bits and get one key bit using maximum likelihood algorithm. So it use a large number of trial encryption. Trial encryptions. What are trial encryptions mean to say? It will give again. It will perform some kind of try. If he is able to make the guess, then he will continue the process until the uh, goal is achieved. So effectiveness is given by P 1 by 2 probability. Next is how to design the DES. There is the criteria for the same. So, as reported by the Coppersmith, uh, 7 criteria for S boxes provide for non-linearity, resistant to differential cryptanalysis, good confusion, and 3 criteria for permutation P provide for increased diffusion. Diffusion means to say in order to deduce something. So there will be the design criteria for DES and 7 criteria for S box. So, S boxes, in order to design the S boxes, there will be 7 various techniques that will be used in order to handle the data, in order to secure the data, and 3 criteria or 3 combinations will be used for the permutation. 3 techniques will be used to perform the permutation on the bits. Obviously it is all about bits because you can as you have seen here, there was the formula, all inside the permutations, all inside the combinations, all inside the keys. What is residing inside? All are bits. So every information is concerned with the bits because data is transmitted in the form of the bits. So everything is related to bit here. These are the bit locations I1, I2, J1, J2. What are these? K1, K2. These are the locations of the bits that will be present in the permutations, keys, and so on, so on. The combinations that we are going to use in crypt analysis, that is linear crypt analysis. Next is design criteria, 7 for SBOX, 3 for permutation, block cipher design, basic principle, still like Feastel in 1970s, number of rounds, more is better, exhaustive search, best attack, more number of rounds will be there, more will be the uh, it will be more uh, difficult for the hacker to perform the calculations. Similarly, functions, there are various functions that will be used. That is, confusion is nonlinear. Avalanche, we are using avalanche function here. So minor change in input, drastic change in output. Have issues of how S boxes are selected because there are 7 criteria that are being used. So key schedule mean to say complex sub key creation, key avalanche. So did you notice that in DES, uh, it was all about, if I am talking about the DES, it was all about the block cipher technique. It was all about the permutation combination. It was all about the substitution techniques. It was all about the designing of the DES. It was all about the how the bits are arranged to left hand side and fed to the opposite that is side uh, side and hand side, and there will be operations that will be performed and in the uh, combination will be performed, and on that combination there will be again operations that here in order to convert the 64-bit input. So at no, there are many advancements or many more alternatives that are available to DES, but I am still saying that it is not practically possible to detect the 2 raised to power 64-bit key, 2 raised to power 56-bit key. It is not practically possible because exceptions are everywhere. So if any exception is there in order to hack at the DES, that is one case, but still it is practically impossible to deduce the DES in I can say very easy manner. It is not the cup of everyone's tea. So this was all about DES. I am winding it up. We have considered block versus stream cipher, Crystal cipher design and structure. Yes, we have covered two considerations about DES. First is details, how the design is built, how the criteria will be used, how S boxes will be used, how permutations will be used, what are the criteria behind the same, what will be the block cipher design, what will be the stream cipher, what is the role of stream cipher, what is the role of all the supporting features that are there in the DES. Next is the main point, strength. Now, what is the strength of the DES? That can determine the robustness of the DES algorithm. So these are the two main points that are basically concerned with the operation of the DES. Next, we have studied about differential analysis and linear cryptanalysis. Linear is concerned with the approximation, and differential is concerned, as the name implies, different inputs are given. So different at the different instant of time, different observations have been created or made. Next is block cipher design principles. So this was all about the DES in the abstract manner. So if you are having any query regarding DES, because I took your two lectures about DES. One was about the briefing of the DES, what actually DES comprises of. And today we studied about various cryptanalysis attack, differential cryptanalysis, linear cryptanalysis, what is the strength of the DES, and what are the underlying design principles of the DES. So if you are having any query about the same, you can ask me. I am giving you the time of 2 to 3 minutes. Have a look at all the slides that I have discussed so far. Next is references. References are given. You can read a book about network security by author William Stallings or by Atul Kahati. If you want to go for the foreign language, then I recommend William Stallings. Otherwise, if you want to have the basic knowledge about the key concepts of the network security, then you can go for the Atul Kahati. So these are the two books that are available in the library. You can go anytime and get them issued and read the same. And there is one link that is given for your reference. So next is coming to the MCQs of the today's lecture, so that I can assess your understanding. So what is first MCQ? It is what is DES follows. DES follows either hash algorithm, Caesar cipher, Feastor cipher structure, or SP network. Next is the DES algorithm cipher system consists of how many rounds, that is iterations, each with a round key either 12, 18, 9 or 16. Next is the DES algorithm has a key length of 128 bits, 32 bits, 64 bit or 16 bit. You are supposed to tick any one answer. Next is in the DES algorithm, although the key size is 64 bits, only 48 bits are used for the encryption procedure. The rest are parity bits. So either it is true or this statement is false. So in the DES algorithm, the round key is dash bit and the round input is dash bit, that is 48, 32, 62, 64, 32, 56, 24, or 32, 32. So next is in the DES algorithm, the round input is 32 bits, which is expanded to 48 bits via scaling of the existing bits or the duplication of the existing bits or the addition of the zeros or the addition of the ones. Next is the initial permutation table, that is matrix, is of the size 16 into 8, 12 into 8, 8 into 8, or 4 is to 8. Next is the number of unique substitution boxes in DES after the 48-bit XOR operation are 8, 4, 6, or 12. Next is in the DES algorithm, the 64-bit key input is shortened to 56-bit by ignoring every fourth bit, either true or false. So this was all about your today's MCQ. You are supposed to do it, and you are supposed to tick any one answer that is correct. So in the end, you are supposed to submit me the answers via email. Via email. So you are supposed to send me the answers to my email account. So this was all about today's lecture. If you are having any queries, you can ask me. Just have a look at all the slides that I have discussed so far.